In 2019, a group of friends went camping in the Appalachian Mountains. They told everyone it was just a weekend trip, a chance to disconnect and relax. But when only one of them came back, police discovered something deeply disturbing on his phone, a recording that was never meant to exist. And the worst part was this: whatever they encountered out there didn't stay in the woods, it followed them. The Appalachian Mountains stretch across the eastern United States, covering parts of West Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Endless forests, steep hills, and areas so remote that cell service simply disappears. Locals have shared stories for decades about strange sounds, missing hikers, and voices that don't belong to any animal. Most people laugh those stories off. These four friends didn't think much of them either. Mark, Jason, Emily, and Tyler drove down from Ohio in early October. The weather was cold but clear, perfect for camping. They chose a spot far from any official campground, deep enough into the forest that no one else would be around. No guides, no trails, no backup plan. Just tents, a campfire, and the quiet of the mountains. The first night felt normal. They cooked over the fire, joked about work, drank a little too much, and laughed until their voices echoed through the trees. Around midnight, they crawled into their tents. Everything seemed peaceful. Too peaceful. At exactly 2:17 a.m., Emily woke up. At first, she thought she was dreaming. Then she heard it again, a voice coming from somewhere beyond the campfire. It sounded like a woman whispering softly, as if she were injured and trying not to cry. Emily sat up and listened, her heart racing. The voice sounded human, but something about it felt wrong. The rhythm was off, like it was copying speech instead of speaking naturally. She whispered to the others, and they stepped out of their tents. Jason laughed nervously and said it was probably an animal. Mark suggested it could be another camper messing with them, but Tyler stayed completely silent. His face had gone pale. Tyler had grown up near these mountains. He'd heard the stories his whole life, and he remembered one rule that locals never break. If you hear someone calling for help in the woods at night and you can't see them, you do not answer. You do not follow the sound. The whispering suddenly stopped. The forest went completely quiet. No crickets, no wind, even the fire seemed to crackle less. That silence felt heavy, like the air itself was waiting. Then Mark's phone vibrated. A video had started recording on its own. The camera pointed toward the trees, capturing nothing but darkness at first. Then something moved between the trunks. It was tall, far too tall to be a person. It didn't walk normally. Its body leaned forward at an unnatural angle, and its limbs bent in ways that made no sense. The movement was slow, deliberate, like it knew it was being watched. Emily screamed. They grabbed whatever they could and ran toward the road, tripping over roots and rocks in the darkness. Behind them, branches snapped. Something was following. Tyler fell behind. Mark turned back just long enough to hear Tyler shout, "It's standing right behind you," before the recording cut off. They didn't stop running until the sun came up. When they reached the road, Tyler was gone. Search teams spent days combing the area. No tracks, no blood, no signs of a struggle. It was as if Tyler had simply vanished. The only thing they found was his backpack hanging from a tree branch 8 feet off the ground. No animal could have placed it there. Police ruled it an animal attack or an accident. The case went cold. Weeks later, Mark received a message from an unknown number. There was no text, just a video file. His hands shook as he opened it. The footage was dark and grainy, filmed inside a forest at night. The camera slowly turned, and then Tyler stepped into frame. His clothes were dirty, his face pale,
his eyes wide and unblinking. He smiled, a slow, unnatural smile. Then he leaned close to the camera and whispered, "It learned how to sound like me." The video ended. Mark deleted it. He changed his number. He moved to another state and never went camping again. But sometimes, at exactly 2:17 a.m., he wakes up to a soft voice outside his window, calling his name in Tyler's voice. So, if you ever find yourself in the woods and everything suddenly goes quiet, listen carefully, because silence is not peace. Silence is when something is listening.